Good morning and welcome to the Sunday celebration of the Triangle Center of Spiritual Living. My name is Carol Cross. I'm one of the licensed practitioners with the center, and I am so glad to be on with you via the magic of technology. So, the purpose of the meditation is to kind of prime us for the main message of the service. This week, the topic is question everything. And I am the perfect person to introduce this topic because for 18 years, I homeschooled my son from birth through high school, and he questioned everything. So my job as a homeschool mom was to answer dozens, if not hundreds, of questions every day about everything. And I know if I flashed back to when he was 6 or so, what he would have asked this weekend is he would have asked, why is snow white? Because water is clear, ice is clear, so why is snow white? And as a good homeschool mom, I would have pulled out my flashlight and my prism, and I would have said, well, when we see light, it looks white. But when we shine it through a prism, we see all these different colors. And that's because every color is a different energetic vibration that the scientists call frequency. So when they're all combined, they're white. But as they pass through different things, they can separate and they show different things. So for example, my sweater, what happens is it absorbs all of the color frequencies except blue, and it bounces blue back, and our eyes see it as blue. So water, of course, is clear, which means it allows all of the frequencies to go through. But there's two kinds of clear, according to the scientists. One is transparent, and that's when the frequencies all pass through without much change, which happens with things like glass. But water is actually translucent. It allows all the frequencies to go through, but it actually alters their direction a little bit, which is called refraction. And you know that this is true, or I could prove it is true, by showing you a glass of water, and when you look from above, the straw looks like it's here, but if you look through the glass, the straw looks like it's over here. That's what water does. It allows all the frequencies through, but it changes their direction. So the reason that snow is white is because whereas rain just falls as a little ball and all the frequencies just radiate out, the usual pattern of snow is the sort of common six-armed graphic that you see a lot. And what happens is those different arms, they bounce the energy out, but they're close enough together that the two streams converge, combining all of the frequencies, so we see snow as white. And as a homeschool science teacher, I would say that is why snow is white. But as a practitioner, I know that that's not really the answer to why snow is white. What that really is how snow is white. But why snow is white? That's a deeper question. Because in our tradition, we believe that God or spirit or the great creator or whatever you want to think of, the one source of power and energy in this universe, can do anything she wants. So why did she choose to make snow white instead of vermilion or puce or mauve or cobalt blue like my sweater? I can't tell you the answer to that. I assume it may have to do with why did she make snow at all? I assume water came first, and we had water, and we had rain, and we had freezing rain. Why did she make snow? So in the spirit of questioning everything, that's what we're going to take into our meditation. So I invite you to close your outer eyes. Take in a breath, and with it, when you let out all the stuff that came before. Take another breath, let it out, let go of all the stuff that will come after. And just take this question into your meditation and see where it leads you. Why is snow white? So bring your spirit back into your body. And take another couple of breaths. And I don't know you, I certainly got some theories about why snow is white and the meaning of snow, the purpose of snow. I hope you did as well. One of the benefits of using this technology is that if you had any great insight that you'd like to share, you can put it in the comments or the chat and share it with all of us. We'd love to know that. Beyond that, I would just say I know what I plan to do this afternoon is go walk in the snow again with this question in mind. The late Thich Nhat Hanh used to say, he advised us to walk as if we were kissing the earth with our feet. So I plan to go take a walk and kiss the snow with my feet and see what insight that provides for me. But you'll want to delay that until after lunch because our main service is starting in 10 minutes. So I know that you want to be here for that and for all of the great insights we're going to find out about questioning everything. So thank you for being here for meditation this morning, and we will see everybody at 10:45. Thanks.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living and our Sunday celebration service. We're so very grateful that you have chosen to invite us into your living rooms or your kitchens or your bedrooms or dining rooms or wherever you're sitting today. And whether you're watching us live or you watch us later on at some point in time, we are grateful for the technology that allows us to all stay at home during this very cold and chilly day and safe from any black ice that might be out there. And just really allowing ourselves an opportunity to tap into this spiritual service and from the comfort of our own homes. So for those of you who may not know me, my name is Dusty Ripplemeyer, and I am the senior minister of this amazing community. We are part of a larger organization called Centers for Spiritual Living, We embrace new thought and ancient wisdom teachings, and through them, we believe in a practical spirituality that we can use to create the life that we want to live. We are a powerful spiritual community, lovingly committed to a world of acceptance, compassion, peace, and joy. We gather together to express love, celebrate life, grow spiritually, practice radical acceptance and inclusion, and to connect with one another. What we are really about is providing a supportive community where we can explore our own spiritual path and connect to the divinity and the wisdom that is within us. We welcome all of you that have been attending our services, our classes, and our special events. And we welcome all of you that are visiting us for the very first time. We see all of you. We know who you really are. We appreciate you and we celebrate you. We are grateful that you have chosen to include us in your morning. Thank you very much. I have one very important save the date announcement for you this morning, and it's a little ways off, but we've been waiting for months and months, and finally the date feels like it's on the horizon for our annual meditation retreat. Not only have we been waiting months and months, we've actually been waiting a couple of years for the return of this. The retreat will be held at St. Francis Springs Retreat Center over Memorial Day weekend from Friday, May 27th at 6 o'clock through Sunday afternoon, May 29th at 3 p.m. The weekend will include multiple types of meditations to experience and explore, opportunities to be out in nature at this beautiful retreat center, good food, good music, and deep connection, not only with the divine, but with each other. It is truly a life-altering experience. Please consider joining us for this amazing and sacred event. The invitation is to be on the lookout for registration information and to mark your calendars today. Memorial Weekend, the annual meditation retreat. Please join us. Last week, I told a story about Uncle Monk. I've often read his books and quoted his wisdom. Today, I would like to take a moment to honor his presence, his passing, all that he was and all that he did. The Plum Village community of engaged Buddhism put out this statement. With a deep, mindful breath, we announce the passage of our beloved teacher, Zen Master Thich Nhat Hanh, on January 22nd at the age of 95. We invite our global community to take a few moments to be still, come back to mindful breathing as we together hold Te in our hearts, in peace and loving gratitude for all that he has offered to the world. So in this moment, I invite our spiritual community to take a moment of silence to honor Thich Nhat Hanh. Thank you. For those of you who may not be familiar with him, Thich Nhat Hanh was a Vietnamese Buddhist monk, a peace activist, an author, and a leading voice in opposition to the Vietnam War. He was born in central Vietnam in 1926 and entered the Tu Hieu Temple in Hieu City as a novice monk at the age of 16. He is recognized as the main inspiration for engaged Buddhism. Last week, I used one of his quotes in my talk, and I repeat that quote today. He said, "To live in the present moment is a miracle. The miracle is not to walk on water. The miracle is to walk on the green earth in the present moment, to appreciate the peace and beauty that are available now. We are here to awaken from the illusion of our separateness." In honor of what I believe is one of our most beloved traditions, I invite everyone, no matter where you are in the world, to stand and give Master Zen teacher and Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh a standing ovation for a life well lived. Thank you all so very much. And speaking of a life well lived, I would like to thank Carol Cross for her beautiful meditation this morning, which really allowed us to expand the container that our service is unfolding within. And speaking of Carol Cross, please welcome her, as I do, back to the pulpit.
Good morning, everyone, and I'm so glad to be with you on this snowy Sunday morning. Okay, the theme for the year 2022 is Living Everyday Wonder. Our theme for the month of January is Living Everyday Wonder. Reverend Andy's talk title today is Question Everything. I'm now going to read this community's purpose statement. This is our reason for being here. Our purpose is to inspire, educate, and empower individuals to experience themselves as unique and individualized expressions of God, the love intelligence that governs the universe. We are committed to not merely a theoretical understanding of our oneness and unity with God, but to consciously practice this truth in our everyday lives. Through celebration, service, study, and fellowship, we are committed to the transformation of our personal lives and to being a powerful and beneficial presence on the planet. With the energy of unconditional love, simply, we are here for God. So now is a moment for us to experience that oneness with God by centering ourselves. So I invite you to close your outer eyes and allow the beautiful vibrations of the healing bowls to bring you to stillness and oneness. And you can open your eyes again as we do our cherished ritual of the blessings of all faiths.
The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living honors the diversity and threads of truth that run through all spiritual paths, as represented by this ceremony. Christianity is the path of Christ consciousness, love and forgiveness. Buddhism is the path of compassion and understanding. Judaism is the ethical path of living by sacred law. Baha'i is the path of unity and peace. Islam is the path of submission to the will of God, the highest calling. Confucianism is the path of deliberate tradition. Taoism is the natural way, the path of ultimate reality. Native American practice and shamanic traditions are the paths of primal spirituality. Shintoism is the path of tribal ancestry. Hinduism is the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. Science of mind and spirit is the path of the divine principle of love and law. And the heart represents the one heart, the one love that resides at the center of all people and all beings everywhere, with no exception. May peace prevail on earth through the followers of all paths. And so it is.
And so it is. So now I ask that you close your outer eyes once again as I say an invocation for today's service. And I am feeling that high vibration today, that vibration of the snow, the vibration of the healing bowls, the vibration of spirit. And knowing that that is the truth of who and what I am body that is maximized, that is invigorated, that is run and generated by the one substance, the one spirit, the one energy that makes up this entire existence. God the good. And knowing that truth, I know that I am wise beyond measure, that I am peace and beauty and joy and power and abundance and all good things. That is who and what I am. And I know this to be true of me as I know it to be true of you. I know it to be true of every person on this planet, of every creature, every emanation, every vibration. It's all good because it's all God. And so I know that today can only unfold perfectly as a manifestation of God the good when we remember to come from that place that we forget sometimes, but not today. I say a word of blessing on our AV staff, Heather and Eva, who are the magic behind the message. I say a word of blessing on Reverend Dusty, who is today's hostess with the mostess. I say a word of blessing on our beloved musician, Sandy Hemingway, who I know is the right and perfect musician who's chosen the right and perfect musical vibrations to get us to the highest place possible today. And I say a word of blessing of Reverend Andy, whose deep, deep spiritual connection and wisdom, combined with his energy and humor and inner and outer light, will be a beacon for all of us to live our lives, live our truths more fully. And I say a word of blessing on everyone who's participating in today's service, either in the moment or at some future time, because there is no time in God. Right? Every one of you is a part of the service. We may not see you, but we feel you. And we know who you are. So, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for technology that allows us to carry on when circumstances make things difficult. I'm so grateful for all of the community that comes together to create this service. And I'm so grateful for this time together. So, knowing that this is God's plan, I say, let's turn it over to God and affirm our connection and acceptance of what will unfold today as perfect with our words, and so it is. Okay, the reading for today is from Wilkie's Book of Hours. He writes, I love you, gentlest of ways, who ripened us as we wrestled with you. You, the great homesickness we could never shake off. You, the forest that has always surrounded us. You, the song we sang in every silence. You, dark net threading through us. You began yourself so greatly on that day when you began us. And we have so ripened in your sunlight, spreading far and firmly planted, that now in all people, angels, Madonnas, you can decide the work is done. Let your hand rest on the rim of heaven now and mutely bear the darkness we bring over you. So beautiful and profound. So I can't wait to see where Reverend Andy takes that. But before that, speaking of beautiful and profound, we have today's musical guest, Sandy Hemingway. And, we always just so appreciate Sandy's deep consciousness and his incredible talents. And this week, we particularly appreciate his flexibility and willingness to stand in as our musician because our formerly scheduled musicians couldn't do this as an online thing. So I just know I speak for everybody when we cannot wait to hear the musical emanations of Sandy Hemingway.
Thank you, Carol. So when I learned yesterday that I would be playing and the topic was question everything, I went through my music, and actually this was one of the very first New Thought songs I ever wrote. And I was very new to New Thought at the time. And so I had a lot of questions, and this song has a lot of questions. And the one thing I would say before sharing it with you is questioning everything is not the same thing as dismissing everything. The title of the song is The Road Home. Where did I come from? Where does this road go? Where did I come from? Where does this road go? Will it lead me home? When will I learn why I'm on this road? When will I learn why I'm too far from home and so all alone? So each day along this road I travel, and each night I sleep beneath the stars. As the minutes of my life unravel, will I go far? Where must I go now? What will come my way? Where must I go now? What will come my way? Maybe I should stay. Can you tell me, please? Will I make it home? Can you tell me, please? Will I make it home? Oh, forever roam. So each day along this road I travel, and each night I sleep beneath the stars. As the minutes of my life unravel right before my eyes, I see the light. Where did I come from? Now I think I know. Where did I come from? Where we all come from? Where I'm headed now, to a place of love. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Sandy. Me with us. I wasn't ready to do this morning, which is okay. It's actually part of the process now. Years ago, years and years and years ago, when I used to walk up hills on the way there and hills on the way back, I used to plan these talks. I used to plan these sermons in a way, in a journey, like almost like a circle. I'd begin here, and before the talk began, before Sunday, I would need to get back to where I started. I need to feel comfortable with every nook and cranny, with every hill and crest. I would need to feel completely familiar with the message. But then something began to shift, I think in the last year or two, where it would still begin the same way. I'd still, begin with this idea of questioning everything with this topic. And I'd start on this journey, and I'd traverse it. I'd become comfortable with certain aspects of it, but I wouldn't quite finish it. I don't quite finish it. Because coming into a Sunday morning, coming into this relationship with you, I want to leave room for the mystery. I want to leave room for the inspiration. I want to leave room for what's going to be to be. So coming in this morning, and it's cool because it makes me a little nervous, it makes me excited, but it also causes this hypersensitivity so that I'm aware of everything that's going on. I'm aware of every subtlety of the moment because it's all part of the message. It's all part of the experience. As Carol said, we're all experiencing this together. So I wasn't ready until I heard Carol's meditation. And if you weren't there, if you didn't listen to her meditation, she gave this wonderful introduction where she described the how of snow. How is snow white? How, does the light hit the prism and become these colors, and why do we see it? Or how do we see it as white? I'm not going to butcher it. I'm not going to explain it. She's much, much smarter than I am. But then she asked the question, why snow? And that's the unanswerable question, why snow? And in that moment, the circle began to complete, and it just dawned on me, oh, that's what we're supposed to talk about today. That is the stance I'm supposed to take, the stance of questioning, the stance of openness, and then Sandy also shifted and pulled me in that direction as well. So now here I am to discover the last part of the circle to see where this all goes. I'm very grateful for technology. I'm grateful that I can sit here in the corner of my bedroom and talk to you. It's an amazing thing. I think over the last couple years, not just with the pandemic, but the last couple years with the communication revolution, with the ups and downs, the positives and negatives of social media, with the rise of technology, we have discovered new ways of connecting with one another. And it's amazing. It's amazing that I can sit here and talk to you and feel you and communicate with you. Because that's what this is all about, really. It's about communicating an idea, an experience that I'm having. And just as technology is not perfect, I was talking to Carol this morning, and Carol mentioned that, and I think Dusty mentioned it yesterday as well, that we always love being in person. We love being there together in a room, sharing space, touching one another, holding one another, hugging one another, seeing one another in the same space physically. So technology is a way of connecting, but it's not perfect. It doesn't seem to be the full on experience that we love, that we're used to. But honestly, every time I do this, I am confronted with the limitations of this experience, with the limitations of this task of communication, of me coming to you with an idea, a collection of ideas, with the beginning of a circle, with an experience, and wanting somehow to communicate it to you in a way that stirs you, that moves you, in a way that gets you out of your seat and saying, yes, that resonates deeply with me. But this language, this language is such a gift, but this language is also imperfect, just like technology is imperfect. There's no way you can communicate an experience. A thought is a shadow of an experience, and a word, language is a shadow of a thought. So I'm having this beautiful experience of God all the time, and I'm discerning what this experience means. I'm asking these questions, why? And then I have to come to you. I want to come to you, and I want to communicate that, and I want some of this experience to translate, but I have to embrace the imperfection of it. I have to embrace the fact that there's no way I can actually communicate what I'm feeling. It's a faith thing. It's a mystery thing. It's a trust thing. I'm trusting that you and I are having the same experience at some level, that you and I are having the same experience, and that something I say will stir something in you. So this week, I've been thinking about Neil deGrasse Tyson. You know who that is? You can't tell me because you're on the other side of the computer. But we were introduced to Neil. I was introduced to Neil, and I think the world was, through a show called Cosmos on Netflix. And it's an amazing show. It's actually a remake of a show that Carl Sagan did. And Neil deGrasse Tyson is an astrophysicist. I'm not going to explain to you what that is because, I would probably butcher it. Ask Carol. Carol probably knows what it is. But through this show, Neil deGrasse Tyson takes us on a voyage through the cosmos, and he's so amazing. His energy, his enthusiasm for science and for discovering the known and the unknown and where those two meet is just breathtaking. He is an inspiration, and I love watching him. I love listening to him. But this week I was looking for a reading. I was looking for something for Carol or Dusty to read that coincided with this idea of questioning everything. And as you can see, I settled upon, well, settling is a hard word, on Rilke, because his poetry has been moving me a lot lately. But I did find a quote by Neil deGrasse Tyson as I'm looking around, because every time I think about questioning, I think about him. I think about science, because that's what he loves and that's what he does. He questions everything. And so here's the quote I want to read you. I was going to just paraphrase it, but I'm not going to do that. I don't want to ruin any of his words. So this is what Neil deGrasse Tyson said. If God is the mystery of the universe, these mysteries, we're tackling these mysteries one by one. If you're going to say religion at the end of the conversation, if you're going to stay with religion, God has to mean more to you than just where science has yet to tread. I love Neil. Neil doesn't have a high degree of respect for religion, but that's okay. I don't need Neil deGrasse Tyson to respect what I love for me to respect him. It's okay with me. But that got me thinking. I mean, I love thinking, this idea of questioning everything. I love questioning everything. And that quote got me thinking about this word that I've used. I'm going to admit to you that I've used this word for 20 years now. This word mystery. This word mystery, God as mystery. Similar, related to the word mystic. I love using the word mystic. You know, when I think of Jesus, when I think of Buddha, when I think of Saint Teresa, when I think of Thich Nhat Hanh, I think of mystics. When I think of mystics, I think of those who engage the mystery, who are those who give themselves over to it, to those who have such a profound experience of God that it becomes their very life, and they're able to translate that to others through who they are. But Neil, darn you, Neil, Neil's got me thinking about this word mystery, and if that word is really accurate from my experience of God, at least the way he's using it. And if I can consciously use that word moving forward with some degree of integrity. You know, when you look at, when you search mystery on the Google, when you find Saint Google, you know, the mystic, the great saint of questions, it brings up, you know, the Latin, the Greek, and some things come up like a divine secret, like the mystery is a secret that is revealed to us, or to some of us maybe, or as the unexplainable, mystery as the unexplainable. So it's quite natural, you know, as we think about religion and as we think about God, it's quite natural to use that term mystery. But then we start to wonder. So I want to follow this circle, beginning with Neil deGrasse Tyson's use of mystery as the unknown. As human beings, I believe that we are drawn in to the unknown. I believe that we are pulled toward the horizon. And if you think about a horizon, it's, you know, in the distance, and it's, you know, it's where two things meet in the distance. And so when it comes to the unknown and the known, the horizon that we're pulled toward, the horizon is where the known meets the unknown. Where what we know, what we are familiar with, meets what we do not know, what we are unfamiliar with. So as human beings, I believe that we have evolved to a place where we are constantly and consistently drawn and pulled into the unknown. It's what defines our species, Homo sapien, thinking person. You could almost translate that as questioning person, the person who questions, the Homo sapien, the thinking person. And, you know, as you look around at creation, all these species seem to have something that makes them them. You know, the bird flies. And when the bird flies, you can't help but think, wow, that bird is doing what it's meant to do. The bird is drawn into flight. My father, who might be watching this, hey Dad, and my mother, it was your birthday yesterday, happy birthday, Saint Kathy, and Saint Cliff. My father used to say, or used to ask this question, I forgot when he asked it, but maybe when he was younger. He said, I wonder if birds enjoy flying. Because how could they not? How could a bird not enjoy flying? I think when my father was young, he actually was one of those kids who put the cardboard on his arms and jumped off the roof to see if he could fly. And I don't think he succeeded. Maybe he did. I wouldn't be surprised if he did. But you look at birds and you think, wow, they are doing what they must do. You see a flower in bloom, a flower in blossom in the spring, and you think that flower is doing, it's drawn out of itself to experience life, the sun shining, the wind blowing. For human beings, it's this sense of wonder. It's this sense of being pulled in to the experience of creation and of asking that question, how? And that question, why? And I don't know what it is for you. I think every human being stumbles upon that thing that pulls them in, that thing that they question, that thing that they cannot learn enough about. Maybe for Neil deGrasse Tyson, it's astrophysics, whatever that is. He's pulled by it. He wakes up in the morning and he questions it. He goes to bed at night sleeping well and soundly and peacefully because he has questioned it. But human beings are drawn toward the horizon. We're drawn toward this place where the known and the unknown meet. So it makes you wonder, is God the unknown? Because Neil deGrasse Tyson, Neil, can I call you Neil? Is that, we're buds. He's right. Science is moving toward the horizon. Science every day, biology, physics, astrophysics, sociology, psychology, all beginning with philosophy way, long time ago. Philosophy, the love of wisdom, the love of wonder, the love of questioning, branching out into these, biology, the study of, the biosphere and of the physical being, physics, the study of microparticles, and psychology, the study of the mind, and sociology, the study of groups. Every day, our knowledge base, the known, is expanding every day, which means the unknown is decreasing every day. Now, some would say that the unknown increases faster than we can catch it. Just like, the universe is not an infinite thing. The universe is actually a physical structure, so it's finite, but it's expanding faster than the speed of light. So if we could catch the edge of the universe, it would expand faster than we could see it or catch it, which is amazing. But Neil has this point. If the unknown is decreasing every day, and God is the unknown, God is the mystery, are we just learning more and more about God every day? And is that learning science? And if so, what's the point of all this? What are we doing here? What's the point of my life? And my love of this thing called religion, my love of mysticism, my love of what I've always called the mystery. What's the point of it? I think about the mystics, and I think about what they do. And maybe that is the good place to diverge, or the good place to break off, because a long time ago it was philosophy, and as philosophy broke off into the sciences, something else broke off away from it. The mystics began to walk a different path, which has become religion, which has become mythology, which has influenced art and music and culture. But these mystics, I think these mystics were looking for a different horizon. We think about being drawn toward the horizon, being drawn toward the place where the known and the unknown meet, being pulled toward that. And I completely agree with that. That is the human condition. Every day I want to know more. Every day I want to expand my perspective. Every day I want to be more inclusive, more accepting. And I believe that being inclusive and accepting comes from increasing our knowledge base, comes from increasing what is known, comes from expanding our perspective. But I think and I feel that the mystics were looking, maybe they were lurking in the shadows as they were looking. I'll have to think about that later, that Freudian slip. But maybe they were looking for and at a different horizon. Maybe the horizon the mystics are looking toward is the horizon of the soul. That place within us and beyond us where we meet God, where what is known deeply within us meets the unknowable. You know, soul, in my definition, we all have different definitions for soul. In my definition, soul is the place where we meet God. It's that place where our life, our personality, our likes and dislikes, our fears, our physical life, our body, our food, our music, these sounds, it's where that meets God. It's that connection, it's that relationship, it's that intersection. That is soul, and it is also a horizon. It's also something deep within us and deep beyond us, where two things meet. And the mystics are drawn into that. They're drawn beyond themselves to that, constantly toward this question. And the thing is, it's not a question that has an answer. You know, as we are drawn toward the horizon of science, the horizon of the known and the unknown, we are looking into things that can be known. That's the nature of the unknown, is that it can be known. That's the whole point. The whole point of having a known, what I know, and having an unknown, a mystery, what I don't know yet, the whole point is that the unknown can be known eventually. It can be known. That's the whole point. But the horizon of the soul is the meeting of two different things. It's the meeting of what is intimately known with what is unknowable. And this is why I say intimately known. God is not a question that can be answered. I've been doing this for a long time, maybe 25 years or so, consciously pursuing this question. I don't know more about God today than I did 20 years ago. I haven't learned a thing. Because God is not something that can be known. God is an intimate knowing. God is that which knows you intimately. When I stumbled upon this, when you stumble upon this, you are stumbling upon something that you know deeper than anything else can be known. It's the I am this. It's the this is me. This is life. When I touch a leaf, when I kiss the ground, Carol, you mentioned that earlier, Thich Nhat Hanh used to say, walk as if you're kissing the ground. When I kiss the ground, it's an intersection, it's a relationship. When I kiss these words as I speak to you, I'm kissing you too. When I do this, I'm entering into a relationship of that which knows me and that which I know at the most intimate level, at a level that is unknowable, at a level that is ungraspable. So when you stumble upon God, you're not stumbling upon a mystery, meaning you're not stumbling upon something you're going to learn more about over time. You're stumbling upon something that you're entering into a relationship with, something that knows you deeply and that you uncover over time. You say, how can this inform my life more and more and more and more and more? But I haven't learned anything in 20 years. What I have learned is to get out of the way. What I have learned is everything that I know is only a shadow of that which knows me. Everything I know is being known by something that is experiencing my life, and I'm not trying to figure it out. God's not a question. Religion is a beautiful thing. I love religion, but religion gets into trouble. It does. It's a nasty little person. The religion gets into trouble because religion is made up of human beings, and human beings are imperfect, and human beings are drawn toward the horizon of knowing things. We're like possessed by it. Every gift is both a gift and a curse. Every single one. Watch Encanto. I'm just saying. Every gift is also a curse, and this gift of humanity, this gift of being drawn toward the horizon, also affects what we want to know about God. We stumble upon this deep down knowing the mystics do. They bring it out to us in the form of ritual and mythology and religion and art and music. Thank you, Sandy. They bring it out to us. It echoes within us, and we say, I want to know that. And therefore we start grasping, and everything dark, everything negative that's ever been done in the name of religion comes out of that grasping, that need to know, to approach God as a question that has an answer. And ooh, now I have the answer and it's mine and I possess it. Of course it's yours and you want to possess it. It's the deepest thing about who you are. It's where peace, love, and joy spring eternal. It's where hope springs eternal. Of course you want to know that, to covet it, to grasp it, to lie for it, to cheat for it, to kill for it. Of course you do. But God is not a question that can be answered. God is that which questions. God is that which experiences life. God is known at the deepest level of who we are. We know God. God knows us. You are known. And that knowing is acceptance. That knowing is love. Think about your life. Think about those you love the most. I think about my wife. Think about my daughters. Think about my cat. I think about my mother and father. Mother and father, that's not like a hierarchy list. You're not after the cat. But I think about those I love most, and love is a journey, love is an experience, love is an opening, and it's also a horizon. And every day I feel like I accept my wife more, and I accept my children more, which is difficult. And every day I see them more, because accepting is seeing. I am open, I am vulnerable to them, and it's a process of opening. But God, that relationship, that is ultimate acceptance. That is ultimate knowing. That is ultimate love. Ultimate vulnerability. This presence that completely gives itself over to you. That's what God does. God gives. God loves. That's it. Period. Period. So when I think about Neil this week, and Neil, I've been thinking about you this week, and I think about, is God simply the mystery? Is God simply the unknown? I have to say, no, not exactly. And then I have to say, thank you. Thank you for challenging me to redirect my knowing. Thank you for challenging me to make sure I know which horizon I'm being drawn toward. Thank you for allowing me to know and to be known at such a level that I feel that everything is a miracle. Every single part of life is a miracle. So here's what I would like for you to do. I feel like I should give you something. I should give you a little something to take with you. Challenge this idea that God is a question. Challenge the questioning. Don't just question everything. Question everything. Question the fact that you're questioning. And maybe seek to sit in that place. Find that place. I don't know what that place is for you. I have my places. Find that place where you sink into the known, where you sink into knowing, where you transcend the question and find that which knows you intimately, and find that which you know intimately, but is unknowable. You have a place. I know you have a place. I know you have something that brings you into accordance with that, where all of a sudden all questions disappear. You see, to be a human being is to long. To be a human being is to be drawn. We will never know enough. Sorry, Neil. We will never know enough. And that's cool. That's what being a human is all about. We feel the tug every day. Our relationship with God, what God is not a longing. It's peace. It's love. It's acceptance. When you stumble upon that, everything stops. And you're no longer pulled toward anything. You realize that this is enough. This is enough. That's my challenge for you, and that's my challenge for me. So here's what I want to do. I want to pray a little bit. And in this prayer, you can close your eyes if you want. You don't have to. I'm going to close my eyes so I won't be distracted by the screen. In this prayer, I'm going to say some words, but I want you to hear what's beyond them. I want you to hear what's beckoning to you inside of them. I want you to hear the horizon of where your soul exists, that thing that echoes. I want you to hear acceptance. I want you to hear love. And I want you to allow yourself. It's not a grasping, it's a letting go. I want you to allow yourself to fall into that space. So close your eyes with me now. Take a deep breath. And listen. I see you. I know you. I cherish you. And I love you. Thank you for being my hands and feet. Thank you for being my ears and eyes. Thank you for wondering and wandering. Thank you for your music. Thank you for your churches and schools. Thank you for your houses and homes. Thank you for your children. Thank you for your struggles and your fears. Thank you for your dreams and your nightmares. I know this is hard, this thing called life, but it's the only way. So thank you for living it. Thank you for being an expression of me. I honor you today. Keep questioning everything, but know that I am with you. I am the Alpha and Omega, and everything in between. I am you. I am me. I am. Namaste. And so it is. Amen. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. Thank you for completing the circle.
Thank you, Andy, for completing the circle, for being you, and for really sharing you and your vision and your insight with us today. Thank you so very much. Now is the time for our conscious giving. The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living is sustained by the giving of your time, talent, and treasure. This is a time every week when we offer our financial support to assist this community to continue to be a beacon of light and love and welcome for ourselves and others. Together we affirm that the truth that today's offering sustains this spiritual community, prospers the one giving, and adds to the experience of sufficiency on the planet. There are several ways that you can give, and they're listed here on the screen. Visit our website at trianglecsl.org, and up in the upper right-hand corner, there is a button that you can click. It says Give, and that will walk you through the process. You could text GIVE to 919-230-8445, or you could send a check to PO Box 4062, Cary, North Carolina 27519. And again, we thank you for all of your gifts. Please, in this moment, put your hand over your heart, either with your gift or perhaps a intention for yourself or for the center, and let's do our offering affirmation in a call and response. I live in an abundant universe that blesses and prospers my life.
I live in an abundant universe that blesses and prospers my life.
I give with gratitude, knowing that God is my source.
I give with gratitude,
knowing
knowing
that
God
God is my source.
And so it is.
And so
it is.
Now, please assist me as I welcome back to his piano the amazing, the talented, the wonderful Sandy Hemingway.
Thank you, Dusty. This is another song that's 20 years old. It's actually on my debut CD, which the title of is The Road Home. This song I actually put on there twice, and I actually joked that I put it on there twice because the lyrics are so confusing. I wanted to give people two shots at figuring out what it's about. And at the time I wrote it, I was still trying to figure out what my life was going to be. And I used this train analogy because I felt like I was on a track and I was moving, but I didn't feel like I had a lot of control. But the title of the song is called Silver Line. Lights the silver lines and march along like soldiers side by side. The ticking clock's the open range that slides along your window once again. How long have you been searching? How fast flow the sands of time? Hoping you will find your station. You're still looking for the silver line. Black clouds hide the silver sun. It brings the light, which means the day's begun. People say that silver lights the clouds that hide the warmth behind the sky. How long have you been searching? How fast flow the sands of time? Hoping you will find that something. You're still looking for the silver line. Time passes slowly for those who stand and wait. We grow stronger all the time, looking for the anchor and the reason for your life. You're still looking for the silver line. Minutes pass like frozen ice and melt and form your cold, unfinished rhymes. Memories of the coming fights will keep you going, hoping and inspired. How long have you been searching? How fast flow the sands of time? Hoping still that love will find you. You're still looking for the silver line.
Thank you so much, Sandy. That was beautiful. I know that there are no accidents, and you were meant to be on this journey with us today. So thank you so much for being here. Okay, so now I have a few announcements. If anyone would like prayer, please go to our website at trianglecsl.org. On the home page, there's a button in the upper right-hand corner. Click on that button and fill in the request form. We will get that prayer and send it out to all of our ministers and practitioners. If anyone would like to dedicate a flower dedication to anyone for anything, please contact Heather Abbott at info@trianglecsl.org or Reverend Dusty at dustyripplemeyer@yahoo.com. Okay, we've got a fun thing coming up. Save the date for our annual Super Bowl and chili cook-off. The event will be held on Super Bowl Sunday, Sunday the 13th, and will be held at the Lodge at Crossroads at 200 Brisbane Woods Way in Cary, North Carolina, 27518. The cost is $5 or a crock pot of chili for the contest. There will be cash prizes for the top 3 winners. The lodge will be open at 5:30 to begin to bring in your chili, and the game starts at 6:30, and the event will last through the end of the game. Another thing to be looking forward to in February is we are starting a new course that's never been offered before. It's called the Art and Science of Spiritual Mind Treatment. The class combines the principles of science of mind and the practice of spiritual mind treatment. The class is 8 weeks and is facilitated by Reverend Dusty, so you know it's going to be a winner. It's held on Tuesday evenings from 6:30 to 9 o'clock, beginning Tuesday, February 15th. The class is $145, but payment plans are available. You can register with a $25 deposit on our website at www.trianglecsl.org. So do yourself a gift and get into the fellowship and fun and questioning of a new class. We will be having an important town meeting on Sunday, February 20th from 2:30 to 4 o'clock. The meeting will be held on Zoom so that everyone may attend. We will be giving an update about the state of the community in all arenas and addressing any concerns and answering any questions you may have. Please consider joining us for this important event. A link will be sent out as we get closer to the date. Finally, we are looking for a couple of people who feel called to serve on the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living Leadership Council. For those who feel called, it is a very wonderful and significant way to serve and give back to the community. The term is for 3 years, and while it involves very little actual time commitment, it does involve a lot of intention, consciousness, and love. Please look into your hearts and see if you have a yes to throw your hat into the ring as a leadership council candidate. Please contact Reverend Dusty if you feel called or have any questions. All right, now it is time for our January affirmations. This is a call and response, so please say it with meaning and repeat after me. Spiritual living is a way of life that happens every moment of every day.
Spiritual living is a way of life that happens every moment of every day.
The wonder of spirit is everywhere in my daily life, just waiting for me to live it.
The wonder of spirit is everywhere in my daily life, just waiting for me to live it.
The more I orient myself to the wonders all around me, the greater my capacity to love.
The more I orient myself to the wonders all around me, the greater my capacity to love.
The more I appreciate the wonders as part of myself, the greater my capacity to experience joy.
The more I appreciate the wonders as part of myself, the greater my capacity to experience joy.
I choose to approach life with awe and wonder, which transforms my experience of it.
I choose to approach life with awe and wonder, which transforms my experience of it.
I choose to approach life with curiosity, which encourages me to see the bigger picture.
I choose to approach life with curiosity, which encourages me to see the bigger picture.
I am present to what is and open to the limitless possibilities that are available.
I am present to what is and open to the limitless possibilities that are available.
I become what I practice, and all is well.
I become what I practice, and all is well.
And so it is.
So it is.
All right, so one last time, please close your eyes and turn within. And, the closing of my eyes allows me to sink into that darkness that Andy was talking about, and I experience it as a peace, just incredible peace, a knowing that's beyond the questing and the questionings and the known and the unknown. Perhaps that's the silver lining I've been looking for all this time. And because we are all connected, because we are all one, I affirm that we are all in that place now, a place of loving what is, of knowing the truth, of dancing with our soul. And what a wonderful place to be that is. So I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for this day. I'm so grateful for all of the wisdom that has come through the message, through the music, through the meditation, through the media. I am knowing that it will make my life richer today and tomorrow and the days to come. And I know that that is true for all who participated today. So, with just a heart full of gratitude for this time spent together so well and so wisely, I'm turning it over to the law that always says yes, and ask you to join me in making this manifest with our words, and so it is.
So it is, and so it is. Thank you so very much, Andy. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Ava and Heather. And thank you to each and every single one of you that participated in the service with us today. Have a magnificent week. I love you all madly. See you soon.